And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for tonight's episode of DC's The Flash, Season 8, Episode 14. Now, if you're not caught up to The Flash yet, major spoilers ahead, so you've been warned. Okay, so tonight's the episode that I don't think a lot of us was ready for, especially from last week's episode. And that was the funeral / wake for Frost. Killer Frost. And in this episode, we got to see each team member in their own way of grieving how they're dealing with Frost's loss. And from right off the back, I gotta say this might be the strongest episode of The Flash in recent years. I mean, The Flash has had good episodes over the years, for all the seasons it's had so far, but this might be the strongest. And what I want to say is the fact that the reason is that we got to see kind of like little chapters here of each character dealing with the grief of everybody. So chapter 1 would be Caitlin. I mean, sorry, not Caitlin. Caitlin was last. Chapter 1 will be Iris. And, knowing Iris, she doesn't really hang around with the team anymore. So she didn't really get a chance to hang out with Killer Frost or Frost by herself. When Frost was out in her own body and Caitlin was doing her own thing, Frost was with the team most of the time while Iris was, getting her newspaper empire back up and running. So she didn't really knew how to grieve for herself. She thought the best way to honor Frost was to, start writing some, I guess obituary, I think that's what they call it. Put it on her podcast of how Frost was able to help people after her trial, when she went to trial. Excuse me. So I thought that was pretty cool, Like I said, we got to see that. We also got to see Chester and Allegra deal with that as well in their own way, coming up with ideas of how they can honor Frost. Chester had the idea of making a little museum for Frost with her costume and the flame, I guess a special flame that will burn forever for her, kind of like how they do with Oliver in their little Hall of Justice thing. So, he wanted to do that. Allegra was still trying to come up with something. Cecile had a cool one. Cecile wanted to, I guess, take cases of metahumans who are also get convicted or being, basically be a lawyer for metahumans who need it. Because when Frost was, being, prosecuted, she had, the strength to never give up, and she had refused to be taking that cure, so, she didn't have to lose her powers. So, that inspired Cecile to do the same thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. Joe was doing it too. We didn't get to see his chapter, but we got to see with Cecile's background, him, taking some arts and crafts because he's just trying to learn how to relax and be retired. Of course, we got to see Barry's as well. Barry got to do his own thing, and I guess he found Frost's bucket list of things she wanted to do, and he did everything. He did everything for her, obviously she wasn't there, so he did it on her behalf. I am surprised we didn't get a little chapter. I mean, we kind of did get a chapter, but his chapter was connected to Allegra's and Curtis's thing. So Chester's. It was I think the boyfriend of Frost. I keep forgetting his name. Anyway, we got to see him grieve, the only way he can, by drinking. So that was pretty interesting. And then of course they saved the best for last, which was Caitlin, and seeing her grieving and the fact that now not only she's lost her husband, we all knew that, and we got to see her kind of grieve in the way that she lost her sister. And I think out of all the little chapters we got, I think Caitlin's was the strongest in my opinion, only because we never really got to see her grieve when she lost Ronnie. When Ronnie died, Barry was still in the coma, and then he woke up, and she was always angry at the time, and we never really got to see her express anything, except that one time when she was like, oh yeah, I lost my husband during the particle accelerator. So, seeing her here grieving was pretty interesting, seeing Daniela Pennebaker show that emotion that she can do as an actor. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a very touching episode. I thought that was pretty cool. The one creepy moment was the fact that we got to see, I know it's not creepy, but it was just, it depends how you feel. Seeing her in the coffin, that broke my heart. I was like, ugh. And then the big ending reveal. We got 2 big reveal endings, which I'm kind of surprised at one of them, you know, kind of made me not like this episode just a little bit, you know, because, so for Caitlyn, you know, she gave the eulogy, sweet, on how much she loved her sister and how much she touched everybody, and, you know, she will always keep her memory alive. And I thought that was cool. That was very, you know, sweet of her to do that. And then, you know, like I said, it just drops a little bit because Caitlyn goes back to her apartment, meeting up the boyfriend. And no, they don't hook up. I'm just saying, you know, they don't hook up. So if you're thinking of that, no, they don't hook up. I think that'd be kind of messed up if they did. Apparently she's got the whole lab in her apartment, which is very, by the way, her apartment is very nice. To be able to fit all that, that's impressive, even though it's all, you know, staged. But anyway, so she has the entire lab there. I'm thinking she's going to try to bring her back. And, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. She's going to bring her back. Or is she? Now, we did get to see a little flashback of her taking a piece of her hair in the coffin. And, you know, I guess she wants to splice it and try to make her come back. I don't know how I feel about that. Granted, I would love to see the character come back, but I feel like Daniela Panabaker doesn't need that character anymore. She still has Caitlyn, but I think I know what's going to happen. I feel like this might happen. I could be wrong. I've been wrong so far, but I've also been right sometimes too. I feel like she's going to bring her back, but it's not going to be her. Meaning, remember, when she was Hellfrost, she had that power of that, you know, the evil Firestorm. And I think he's going to come back and go after Caitlyn again and make Caitlyn his new Fire Hellstorm Caitlyn Frost character, or whatever it is. And I think Caitlyn's going to end up joining Firestorm. Not intentionally, but I think, you know, she's going to be controlled by him. She's going to accidentally bring him back. Because remember, Frost did absorb his power, or whatever it was that she did. And I think that DNA is still inside her. And yeah, even when she's dead and, you know, Frost being gone, she's not coming back. Frost is not coming back. They already made that clear. She's not coming back. But I think this is going to set up that Firestorm guy coming back. The evil one. The Ghost Rider version. But yeah, Caitlyn's going to bring him back. And now, if Caitlyn dies, I would not be surprised. If this, you know, there are rumors right now that Daniela Panabaker might not come back for the next season. So, I mean, it's up to her. You know, she's about to have another child sometime this summer. I'm not sure, you know, she'd be ready to come back. So if she doesn't come back, it makes sense that she dies or sacrifices herself because she made a terrible mistake. I don't know. I'm just taking guesses here. But, yeah, so there was that. And then, of course, the other big reveal was the fact that Iris dusted like Thanos snapping his fingers. Now she's stuck in the multiverse of time, space, time continuum thingamajiggy. And now Barry's got to go find a way to save her. So, yeah, there's that. But, like I said, good episode. Like I said, was the strongest episode, I think, in my opinion, in a while. Minus a little bit of, they're going to bring back Killer Frost. Try to bring back Killer Frost. But, what can you do? Like I said, I don't think Killer Frost will come back. I think that evil version of Firestorm will come back and try to use Caitlyn for his bride or whatever it is. And she'll turn evil for a little bit and have to fight Barry and the team. So, but we'll see what happens. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about tonight's sad episode of The Flash. And what's your favorite memory about Killer Frost? For me, my favorite episode will always be when she had to get that Velocity 9 in her, or 10, to get super speed. So she was Super Frost, which I thought that was pretty cool. That was a great effect. And, yeah, the character is going to be missed. So, you know, thank you to CW for bringing that character to life. And, of course, Daniela Panabaker as well. She did a good job with that character. But if you're going to kill her off, keep her dead. Don't bring her back. Don't be like Marvel where they fake kill everybody and then they bring them back. So, we'll see. So leave a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much and have a good night.